Hey Global Village, what's up? Okay, I'm sure as most people are well aware, uh, there was another fatal shooting of a protester in Minneapolis, and I want to talk about it. Um, I think, just like the case with Renee Good, this was clearly an unjustified homicide. Now, I just want to do a little thought experiment here, as I like to do. Um, let's ask the question. We know that Alex Pretti was an ICU nurse, a person who's committed to saving lives. Now, do we think when Alex is, doing his work in the ICU for people that actually need it the most, do you think he checks on their politics to find out whether they are Republicans, Democrats, or whether they support strict immigration control and indeed support what ICE are doing? Do you think he checks that and then decides that he's going to regulate his assistance to those people depending on their political position? I think we all know the answer to that is that he treats every life as if it's a valuable human being that deserves to be cared for, that deserves the very best he has to give. I think that is by far the most likely scenario here for an ICU nurse. So why is it exactly that so many people are determined to deny Alex and Renee the basic grace of a proper and independent investigation into what actually happened and whether or not their executions were actually justified? Now, of course, I'm being deliberately obtuse here because it is so obvious these were not justified homicides. Now, it may be possible that in America, the violence of your police force has become so normalized that the ideology and everything's just got so fucked up that you actually normalize this kind of brutality against your own citizens when they do anything to get in the or obstruct or interfere or protest against what I think are demonstrably controversial police tactics, such as what ICE are doing at the moment. And you think because they're interfering with something you ideologically believe in, that they just deserve to die. They have no rights anymore. Well, and then I go back to this ICU scenario, because you are not being even-handed. Let's suppose that the roles were reversed here and that these were staunch Republicans who were protesting the relaxing of immigration laws at a border. And so they had this big gathering of people protesting and filming. And then the officers there just engaged in exactly the same behavior and took out, a Republican, a person who believed in tighter immigration. You motherfuckers would be losing your shit. You'd be calling for insurrection. You'd be calling for armed gangs to go out on the street and to topple the government. So you motherfuckers are unbelievable hypocrites. Because as soon as it's someone you don't ideologically align with, you don't give a fuck what the police do to them. You'll just want to own the fucking libs. That's all it's about. Absolutely disgusting. In my opinion, America, both domestically and internationally, is going down the fucking shitter. And it is so scary to see, because this is going to have global repercussions. As America literally collapses under its own weight, as it splits down the middle with this insane partisan war, the American dollar, the supremacy of the American dollar, whether you've actually been paying any attention to this, probably because you're just too fucking busy fighting your culture war, is fucking on the sacrificial altar right now. Countries are pivoting away from US Treasury bonds like never before. China's at an all-time low. Europe is now looks like they're starting to ditch US Treasury bonds, and gold is being repatriated in record amounts across European nations, including Germany right now, who's recalling massive amounts of gold from US vaults. The economy is fucking in big trouble if you happen to be hitched to the American gravy train, such as it is, because it's falling apart under Trump's leadership. You have a literal narcissist man-child in charge of everything. You have a man who is engaging in the politics of grievance, and you dumb fucks are just playing into it, lock, stock and barrel. And it's only when everything has gone to absolute shit and it's just too late will you finally get a clue that you played your dumbass part in this collapse because you were so busy fighting your dumbass culture war. Alright, Bendy out.